This video is reviewing the process of using the point slope formula. And just for a quick review, the point slope formula is I take y, I minus y1, which is part of an ordered pair of a point they'll give us, times the slope. And then I'll take x minus x1, which is also a point from an ordered pair that they give us. And the ordered pair that we have in this problem, x1 is 3 and y1 is a negative 3. And then we have the slope as m. Now it's important to remember that when we substitute values into this, they always change when we put them in. For the x1 and y1, they always change sign. And then as we take them out, they'll also change sign. So if I look at the y1, it's a negative 3. So when I put it into the formula, it becomes a positive 3. The slope doesn't change the sign. I keep the same sign on the slope. And then I will have x. And then when I put x1 in, it'll change sign from a positive 3 to a negative 3. And with that little bit right there, we have the answer. Y plus 3 equals a negative 8 over 7 times the quantity of x minus 3. And it's important that we keep the parentheses on that right-hand side. All right, let's jump over to 2. It's the same idea. We have x1 is a negative 1. y1 is a 4. And then we have the slope is given as a negative 6. Y, I'll change the sign of the 4 to a negative 4. I'll keep the sign of the slope a negative 6, and then I times the quantity of x, and then I know that x1 is a negative 1, so I have to change the sign of it. That becomes a positive 1. So there's our answer for this next one. Okay, on problems number 5 and 6, they do not give us the slope. All they give us is 2 points, and from those 2 points, we're going to have to use to find the slope. So again, we don't know the slope. We don't know m. That means we're going to have to find it. Let's go ahead and create a table of the ordered pair that we have. We have 4 and 5. Then we have 5 and 2. Now remember, the slope is the change of the values of the y's. And that value from 5 to 2 is down by 3. And then if I look at 5 to 4, for the x values, I'm going up by 1. Now the slope is the change of y's, which is a negative 3, over the change in the x's, which is 1. And so it's a negative 3 over 1, or a negative 3. Now we'll go ahead and use the first ordered pair for our x1 and our y1. It doesn't matter which one you use, but for teaching purposes, I will always use the first ordered pair. Now the 5 is positive, so I'll make it negative when I substitute it in. Remember, the sign changed. The slope is a negative 3. And then in parentheses I have x. The x1 will change signs to a negative 4. And there is my answer right there. Number 6 for us. So y equals, it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We'll go ahead and create ourselves a table to find m, which we don't know. So 1 and 3 for the first ordered pair. 4 and 4 is the second. Let's go ahead and see the change. It looks like the y's change by going up by 1. and the x's change by 3. Okay. Now remember, the slope is the change of y's over the x's. The y's changed by 1, the x's changed by 3, so my slope is a 1/3. Now this turns into the same type of equation we had from problem number 1 and 2. The y is 3, so it changes to a -3 when I put it into the equation. There's my slope. The x is 1. I don't know why I'm pointing to 3, but it should be 1. It's +1, so I'll subtract 1. And there is the answer for number 6. That's it for this video, and thank you for watching.